We got to get one of these guys. And let's see what the opportunity is to do that. Let's go to the 7 rounds. We will do a normal speed. We'll do the Texans, and we will enter the solo draft accordingly. And that's always the first test. Do they take Cam Ward first? The answer is yes. Cam Ward is there, so this is officially a legitimate draft that we're playing in. Coming up in 20 minutes, I want to do a GOAT exercise. The Texans have a strength right there. Golden goes 15 to the Falcons. A little bit of a surprise, maybe a middle finger at Arthur Blank. And right off the top, Colston Loveland goes directly ahead of the Texans. We have a couple of trade offers. The Jets want us to trade back 17 spots. They give us 73 and 110. The Bears, they'll give us 39 and 41. They just want 89 in there. We'll accept their trade because we're trying to get Burden and we're trying to get Higgins. We're trying to get one of those guys. That is our goal. We're going to trade back 14 spots and cross our fingers. Kind of a dangerous place to be, but we'll do that. We'll accept and we'll cross our fingers. So far, so good. There goes Watts. There's Burden. So we need Higgins to fall to us. And right off the top, this might kind of show just how difficult this is. We're going to have to reject this from Tampa Bay. We're going to go to wide receivers. And they actually have Higgins ranked 65. We're not going to do that. We're going to take him at 39 because we like him so much and we need to reach our goal. So we're going to draft Higgins right there at 39. We had the trade back. Kansas City still wants to trade. We're going to reject. We're going to stay put. But we've reached our goal. Now we are at 41. And at 41, I've got to think this is when you stockpile the picks. I got to think at 41, not ideal. We'll go up and look. We got Cam Ward. Browns go tackle. That would be very Browns. And we have another tackle. And we got Hunter with the Raiders. Whatever. But we're at 41. Best players available are D tackles. D'Amico Ryans is still the coach. So he takes Kenneth Grant out of Michigan. D'Amico got that extra pick. We know how he feels about defense. We know how he feels about D-line. So he had to go to Ole Michigan. Get him a D lineman. Quinshon Judkins off the board. Would have been a nice look here. Travion Henderson, too. That one hurts me. So the running back dream kind of dies right there. This is kind of the danger zone of the original second-round pick that we've spoken of. The Grant thing was just too hard for D'Amico to pass up. They even passed on Donovan Jackson, offensive guard. I know the offensive line folks are bad. And then you know how I would be. I would be sitting there thinking, okay, there's running backs. We're getting to 50, the running backs. And then all of a sudden that running back run just happens right in front of you. Sean Payton gets his running back. Denver's been clear they want one. They take Caleb Johnson. Judkins goes to Seattle. And then right there, 2 spots ahead. And I think Travion Henderson would be the one that people took. Travion Henderson just right in front of the Texans. Bada bing, bada boom. So now we're at 58. And we look at this running back group. Not great. You got a little Scatabo action. You got a little Ollie Gordon. As much as I like running backs, I'm going to pass on that. And we're actually going to go offensive line. We got our receiver. We're going to go offensive line. We're going to take Fairchild out of Georgia. No, we are not. We're not going to take a center. Tackle. We'll go with one of, I think Stutz likes the guy. We'll go with Ursery out of Minnesota. So there you go. Tackle, young tackle. And we'll see how that goes. You know, this hurts me. Not big on the O-line, but that's where we're at. So far, we have Higgins, we have Grant, and we have the offensive line. So the 3 biggest needs, arguably, that this squad needs, you're pretty good. We have an offer from Indianapolis. Indianapolis wants to trade up 1 spot, and they'll give us a 5th next year. Now, what do the Colts want? And Why would we want to help Indianapolis? Who knows, but let's just go ahead and do it just out of curiosity to see what the hell this simulation looks like. So they wanted Emory Jones out of LSU. Howie Roseman is called. No, thank you. Now we're at the tackle. Cameron Williams is a polarizing prospect. There's a lot of guys who like the potential, the potential development. There's also a lot of guys who kind of just think he sucks. And he's a little bit too raw. Probably one of the like lowest floor, high ceiling combos of all these Texas offensive linemen that we'll be talking about over the course of the 3 days. But I don't think the Texans are going to do that. So we're right here at 80. We're going to get our running back. We're going to take Scatabo. Scatabo falls, which I know he's very popular. So Scatabo is your running back. You didn't partake in the run. You kind of set back, and then Scatabo falls to you. So you take Scatabo. So right now we've reached our goal of getting Higgins. We got Kenneth Grant with the extra compensation that we acquired by trading back. We got the offensive tackle, and we got the running back. So not the worst draft so far for the Texans. When you look at the Higgins thing, if we want Higgins, it'll have to be at 25. SG3 says, I do think there's kind of a no man's land factor, and we kind of discussed it a little bit earlier. That could be right. Bryant wanted Donovan Jackson. I just think if the D lineman is there and you have an extra pick, I feel like the defensive minded coach who basically has everything else on the defense feeling pretty good, I feel like it would be hard for him to pass on getting another D lineman in there with how he talks about it. I think it might be hard no matter what, but I think if you put him in that situation, you have the guy from the big school there, I think it would be hard for Nico to pass. So I get what you're saying there. But this mock is going not as bad as it could have. Jake Majors out of Texas, the center, that sucks. I feel like they're going to like him. Don't know how early they would like him, but that's someone to keep an eye on. Now we're here at 166, and we have 3 picks remaining. 166, they like Brashard Smith a lot. The receiving threat out of SMU out of the backfield. I think he's definitely someone to keep an eye on. I think in this area, you also have at 195, Jayden Blue. I think these are 2 backs that they're going to like. You have the wide receiver. Those are two receiving backs. We're going to take Brashard Smith out of SMU. He's got experience at receiver. He's also someone that you can use out of the backfield. So you basically take kind of a hybrid guy, throw him into the mix. We've seen Nick Caley. We saw New England like to use multiple running backs. D'Amico, he says he wants to. So now your backfield is Mixon, Scatabo, and you have Smith kind of out there, and then you have Agumbawale and Pierce. And you got to think this is the end probably for Pierce. Maybe both. Maybe Agumbawale as well. But you have guys that at least have some sort of hope. And there goes Jayden Blue to the Jags. So Jayden Blue will be in the division. So that you draft Smith, the guy that you pass on, he ends up in the division. Not a nightmare, but as someone that's kind of the head of the blue fan club, it at least catches my attention for sure. I think Grant was a good pick too. I mean, even I can say that, especially when you get the second draft selection. Brashard Smith, they like. I think they do. You really choosing DT over OL? No, I'm choosing Grant over the offensive lineman. That's not how draft works. Are you choosing DT over OL? You don't turn in the slip and say, "Hey, I want a DT instead of an OL." Yes, I'm choosing Grant over the other offensive lineman. I don't think we get to that point. The tight end now, we got to get our tight end, and it happens to be 2 guys that they like. The tight end situation falls right into your lap. These These are two guys that they like. They like Hawes out of Georgia Tech. Said a lot of things. And Fedone out of Nebraska. Now, Fedone, I think, is a little bit underrated. I think he's underrated as a receiver. He's kind of one of those weight room guys. Hawes is a guy who's just going to be a complete ass kicker at tight end. We're not going ass kicker. We're going upside. We're going with Fedone. So we get Fedone right there. One of mine and Stutes' favorite guys. John Harris loves this guy too, by the way. So we get Fedone right there at 236. Quick turnaround at 241. And this is about to be a wrap. So here, what are we going to do? Are we going to swing for the fences? I would imagine they go O-line. They might like corner because they need some cornerback depth. Just kind of a tough situation when it comes to the corners. There's nothing awesome there. Linebacker, does Nico want his linebacker? Edge, he probably is pretty tempted to take an edge. And then D lineman, D'Amico really, really likes the D lineman. We're going to go offense. We're going to ignore D'Amico. We're going to give this pick to Nick Caley. Halls is still there. Do we want to get two tight ends? Do we just want to completely revive the tight end room and take both Halls and Fedone? Might be a little much. I'm intrigued by it. Might be a little much. Brew McCoy's like 30 years old. I don't think he gets drafted. He did meet with the Texans. He is open to special teams. But I don't think that we're going to take Jimmy Horn Jr. out of Colorado. He's kind of a gadget guy. He's a special teamer. We're going to take Jimmy Horn Jr. as our final guy. So we end up with two wide receivers. We got Higgins. We got a D tackle. We got an offensive tackle. We got two running backs. One of them is a hybrid. And we get the tight end. And that's the end of the draft. I actually do not hate this mock draft at all. Not bad at all. That's what we end up with right there. We got Higgins, Grant, Ursery, Scatabo, Rashard Smith, Fedone, and then a little Jimmy Horn. And we got an extra 5th round pick next year. So there we go. I actually think this ended up okay. I like this draft. I really do. It satisfies everyone. Nick Caley gets his tight end. He gets his wide receiver. Got a couple of running backs. You only take one guy on defense. Happens to be a guy that perhaps could have been a 1st round pick. Comes from the big school like they like. I'm down with this. I'm down with this draft. The Horn pick was just kind of a wild card type of thing. I don't know if he's even drafted or not. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Benji Man says, please do another one and make it normal. I think that's pretty normal. I think it's a good draft. I think it's a really good draft.